since America is the melting pot, we have more races in one area. You're going to have more racism. I think that's just kind of obvious. But the media does a good job of playing that card at appropriate times to get everybody all riled up, because you guys might be aware that 3 or 4 days after the George Floyd's death, in Chicago, there was like a night of just like all kinds of mayhem was taking place, and like 300 people were shot, and like 18 of them died, and some of them were younger than 6 years old. But I don't know a single one of those people's names, and you guys probably don't either. But why is that?
I think people are used to Chicago violence by now. It's desensitized. Sure, that's one reason why. Yeah, it's easy to focus on one person, though.
Yeah, I mean, why is so much violence in Chicago?
I mean, I wasn't trying to go there. I was just trying to say, why highlight this one guy in this one city, this one incident, but then you just ignore these 18?
Yeah.
Right?
The narrative.
You guys said something last time. You said one death is 500,000 deaths is a statistic, but one death is a tragedy. One of you guys say
I don't
something?
think I said that. I've heard the quote before, but it's not,
I think the George Floyd was more dramatic
and
than
it was
anything
video.
else. It was on video, and the person was begging for his life, basically, and
yeah, I didn't see any video from Chicago. I mean,
well, no, that's a good point, right? Yeah, we didn't.
And also because it was a race issue.
Yeah.
Most Chicago shootings are same race.
Black on black, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black on black or white on white. And most of the shootings are like that.
Yeah.
They usually happen within the same race because they live in the same.
Yeah.
So
They live next to people like you.
Yeah.
In general. Yeah.
I mean, just like the other day in Allen, the whole family was died.
Allen, Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's 6 people. Did you see that? It's murder-suicide. The 2 sons killed the entire family. Kill the family and then kill themselves. It's crazy.
And they were same.
Yeah, and that was because what? It was one was depressed or
Both of them
they
kind of made a pact, and they said they were gonna actually kill themselves, but they said the family would be too much. They would be hurt. They won't be able to handle their death, so they decided it was better to take the whole family
what
out.
a selfless act.
Yeah, they were actually caring about their family.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah.
Different. Yeah. So
And also in that shooting, in that suicide note, he also said that it was very easy to get a gun, purchase a gun. Actually, he bought it legally.
yeah, that's the law.
Yeah.
Well, that happens sometimes. But yeah, that's unfortunate, but it's a pretty big case. But yeah, back to what we're saying though.
So I mean,
it does.
It
fits the narrative, like you were saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, white on black, right? Police officer, especially. Yeah, and it gets ratings. People will tune in. I mean, they always will for that sort of thing. Not that they shouldn't. I mean, it's an important conversation to have, like you said. But yeah, they knew. The media knew what would happen if they put that out there.
Yeah, they have to know that the way that they're reporting the news and the effect it's going to have. I mean, it's not that I think that they know. Of course they know. Like these studies have been done a long time ago by several foundations and organizations. They know what large groups of people are going to do when given certain stimuli or given certain information. They know how we're going to react.
That's right.
And so they know, again, it seems like they're playing these race cards exactly at these right times to get to make the divide. They're purposely doing this. And I guess my whole point is, like, let's stop letting them do this to us. And like we have, fellas, let's find some common ground. Let's find some things that we can agree on and say this is worth standing up for.
Yeah.
Or,
I mean, they've been talking about this thing for decades now. What the media does,
Yeah.
It's not new. It's been known for decades, so it's not just hasn't been addressed.
right.
In any
With that
rational way.
point, along that point, then again, I mean, how would you come up with consensus if there are no filters around any speech? As you said, that let me decide what I want to listen or what is right or not.
Right. Well, let's just have the open let's just have the open dialogue, the open market. I don't want to only have 2 choices of where I can get my news and information from. Let me just decide where If I want to listen to you guys talk on here about what's going on, and that's where I get my information from, and form my opinions that way. If I like what you guys have to say and say, I agree with that too, I'm just going to go with that. But if they want to censor you guys, well, now I can't get your guys' opinions. What am I going to think?
We'll find you. Don't worry. We'll be somewhere. We'll find a platform.
We'll be at the street corner.
We're industrious and we don't give up. We'll get on our
because
website.
it does seem like, fellas, that we're getting into this time where things are being labeled hate speech and wrong think, and you can't say certain words, and certain people can't say certain words, and you can't disagree with certain narratives. Like, wait a minute, why not? Why can't I? I mean, I might be wrong, but I should have the ability and the I should be able to say what I want to say about something. And if somebody's listening to me talk about something, and I'm totally wrong, they should use their discernment to figure out, I don't know, he's way out. Just not listen to him. He can't be trusted or whatever.
Yeah.
And you have that right to a certain extent. Nobody's stopping you from not able to speak or say it.
Nobody's stopping me from going out here and saying something real loud and trying to gather a crowd. That's not really how the conversation's happening anymore. You guys are proof of it. This is how it's happening. You guys are reaching way more people than we could reach, and we were talking out in the parking lot.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
not many more. Oh, it's terrible.
We're not wearing masks, so we might get shouted down. But
our goal is to get to millions of people, but
and then get canceled. At some point. I don't want to be canceled now when I have so few subscribers.
Yeah.
It's a fair point, and that goes to the limits of power of these corporations. What can they do? How do you limit that power?
Well, who gives them that power?
The government.
What?
Yeah, I mean, as a corporation, they have certain rights. They can just based on how the laws are structured.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's it.
And they got paid for it. Lobbyists probably said, "Hey, let's go give Joe Senator all this money so we can censor people online," right?
Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. It's always been the case.
That's how laws are written anyway.
And that's what we always talk about. Take money out of politics, right?
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen so much. But until that happens, you have very little control over what they can and can't do to us. So we can argue about it. We can criticize YouTube or Google or Facebook, anybody else. It doesn't mean very much. So,
I mean, on the other hand, Google and YouTube helps us put our message out.
That's true.
So
it's a double-edged sword. So
I mean, we're using their platform to do this.
I know. So where would we go otherwise, right?
Yeah. Otherwise, we won't be able to do this because mainstream media is not going to have us on.
And they won in the market.
They can say
ideas.
AJ and Daniel who?
Yeah, that's true. So the same sources we criticize are the ones that give us, access to the things we like. Like, I'm sure you have YouTube channels you like. We do too.
Yeah.
And it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, a few years ago, this is probably 2015, I saw a video on YouTube called 300 Things. Oh, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't on YouTube. I don't know where I got this list. It was somewhere on Google. And it said,
I'm sure.
300 Things Google does not want you to know, or Google or something like that. Basically what it was YouTube channels that were currently being censored or demonetized or banned or shadow banned or whatever. These channels were on the red list of these guys. Their information is dangerous. Nobody. Every single one of them was something I was subscribed to. Not all 300 of them though. I'm saying, but a lot of them were on there where I'm subscribed to him and him and him.
Yeah, imagine that.
And a lot of them were just like religious based. Like prophecy stuff or whatever.
That's weird. I see a lot of those on YouTube. I don't know why I see those on my feed, but I do.
Yeah, I get them too.
I think because during the election, it was that Paula White girl with angels from Africa. Remember that thing she was doing?
Yeah.
So I kept clicking on those videos, and I kept getting these recommendations on these prophecies, and like, oh man, what did I do? But yeah, I take your point.
But they go away.
Yeah, they go away.
If you don't click on them, they go away.
I do sometimes.
Yeah. I
can't help myself. I gotta hear. I can't stop. Sorry.
Brain is saying no, but the finger is going there.
It wants what it wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. What do we do?
No idea, man.
That's good. At least we know we don't know, right?
Right.
It's conscious of our ignorance.
Well, we don't have answers for everything.
There's other options, right? There's like Parler, like you mentioned. Right? There's other.
Is it still around?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm not on there.
Yeah, I don't know if they found a platform or not. I wasn't sure. I don't know. Yeah, your own website. Join a website or one of these other groups. I don't know, BitChute or
Yeah, BitChute, Gab, and
yeah. I don't.
Reddit.
sure.
Well,
yeah.
those places are kind of toxic, though, man. As far as that goes, I've been on BitChute, and my God, there's some neo Nazis that.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
Jesus
we
Christ.
found some of those one night on
Oh, my
accident.
God.
Stayed there too long, but
Yeah, it's So I don't know. Yeah, you get less constraints, but then you get more,
BS
lunatics. Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know. What do you do? I mean, you want more regulation, place where kids can go and enjoy the platform. I don't know, or maybe not. Maybe it's expose them to everything all at
look,
once.
at this point, guys, I mean, look what our kids are being exposed to on a daily basis just at school that
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people don't agree with. I don't. We can't control that either. So what's the harm in them coming home watching some BitChute? I mean, we can, as parents, we can be like, hey, I don't want you looking at stuff like that. That's not going to help you. You don't need to be focusing on that right now. That's garbage or whatever. And hopefully, our message will stick. But if it doesn't, again, what's the harm in it? They'll realize they like it, and hey, I just got to watch this. I just got to be into this. You can't, or they'll realize it is nonsense and garbage, and they'll do the right thing.
Go somewhere else.
Yeah.
But you have to guide them.
Sure. Like when we were young, my mom and dad did not want us watching R-rated movies because if we were in the 6th grade and you're watching boobies and explosions, well, you're not going to be able to concentrate on your math test because you think about boobies and explosions. I guess that was the thinking.
It must have been, yeah.
I mean, because when I finally saw boobies and explosions, I was like, that was all I thought about.
That's all I want.
I go back to any boobies and explosions.
All I'm going to watch from now
So,
on.
yeah, some stuff, parents have to be censor what kids, because they need to be focused on kid stuff.
I think they have too much power.
Parents,
They're limiting my freedoms, or they were. But
I got assaulted many times by my dad.
yeah, see, that's my point. He had qualified immunity too, I bet.
Yeah.
Assault. I mean, that reminds me of the video I saw the other day. A 5-year-old getting berated by police officer.
Oh, I heard that story. I didn't actually read into it though. What was it about?
He didn't want to go to school, or he had left school or something on his own.
5 years old.
5-year-old. So the cop,
Independent streak.
the resource officer, he goes after him, brings him back and telling him, you're not 18 and this and that. He's just yelling and screaming at him. Not screaming, but, basically just kind of. But as a 5-year-old, I mean, they don't know.
I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, your lips are moving. I don't know what this means.
And at the same time, and telling his mother, you need to beat him.
Oh,
Corporal punishment.
okay. Well, maybe.
So the mother said, if I do that, I'll go to jail. You will come and take me to jail for that while you're telling me to give him corporal punishment. I mean, so this is the kind of stuff we have.
See, so
confused.
okay, where are you guys on parents being able to spank their kids or spank?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, of course, right?
I did it.
Sure.
I got it bad. Way worse.
I mean, I don't have a problem with that. Government should not be able to do, just because they got spanking, they should come and take your kids.
Yeah, unless you're beating them senseless.
But there
unconscious.
are cases of child abuse, so we do have to be conscious of that too.
It is a fine line though.
Yeah.
Depending on what state you're in, what city you're in, who knows?
I mean,
I mean-
there's something that's like, you guys ever seen some of these scary, like there's a website called Stop CPS from legally kidnapping your kids.com.
No.
Dude, it's crazy, dude. Just recently, just less than a year ago, someone who's very close to me, they had twins. And they were just a couple weeks old, and they were taking them to the hospital for their, maybe their scheduled booster shot or something like that. When they got there, they noticed that one of them had bleeding on the brain or something like that, fluid on the brain, something like that.
Sure.
So right away, CPS got involved. And they said, well, what happened? We don't know. You guys are the ones that are telling us. Well, wait, hang on. You know what? I take that back. I'm going out of order. There's twins. So one of them they took them to the doctor because they puked up when they were eating. And then after they puked, they were just like catatonic. It was just like,
wow.
they're not responding like they used to. So they were worried. They took them to the hospital. doctor said, okay, they checked him out. They said, oh, look, he just had jaundice or whatever. He's fine. Just take him home. There's nothing more we do for him. So they took the baby home. Well, the next day, CPS calls from the hospital and says, you need to bring your baby up here. Why? What's going on? You guys left and you refused treatment. No, we didn't. You need to bring your baby up here right now.
Wow.
So they brought their babies to the hospital. Well, because of COVID, immediately they separated the parents, you over here, you over here, and then they took the children. Like, dude, right away, that's scary as shit. That's like medical tyranny.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's separated, everybody's isolated, they're getting everybody's checking everybody's stories. Why does your baby have bleeding on the brain? They're like, we didn't know they did. What are you talking?
How would we know?
And like now they're being accused of refusing treatment. Like, we brought our children to the hospital because they threw up and then they acted weird afterwards. It was.
I mean, there's a record of them releasing the child, right? It's not like.
And see, and again, you're gonna hate me for this, but I don't know the whole story.
Okay.
I'm pretty much giving you everything I know. And the long and the short of it is, after this, for like 6 months, CPS was actively involved. They couldn't take their kid. They couldn't even see their kids at their house. They had to go to the grandparents' house. What?
Jesus. Yeah.
I mean, I guess you know you have kids.
I won.
Can you imagine what would be more horrible than some guy with a 2-year degree and a clipboard and some moccasins coming in and giving you judge powers saying you're not to see your children anymore? Just like that, dude. Off of a little 5-minute interaction?
Yeah, I mean,
That's insane power.
yeah. I mean,
Unbelievable.
clearly there's some abuses there.
Yeah.
Public schools do that all the time. They find a kid, kind of, it's not acting the way kids should, or they find some bruises, automatically think that there's abuse going on when it could be an injury from playing in the playground or
Any
something.
number of reasons.
Yeah.
Right? Kids are kids.
So,
Yeah, it's way too easy. That's terrifying, actually.
and
I gotta
Yeah,
stop beating
I-
my kid. No, that's not what the point I was getting from that, but still.
Well, I absolutely believe in if you spare the rod, you spoil the child, right? Nobody wants to get spanked when they're getting spanked. But if you get spanked, later on you look and go, I'm glad I got spanked.
Yeah.
Because, I would have been that much worse,
I was wondering about that myself. I don't know. I mean, hindsight, you could say that, but I don't know if that's.
I mean, I never liked it.
What?
So,
At all?
No.
Even a little bit?
no, not really. I never enjoyed it. It wasn't best moment
Can't
of
imagine
my
anyone
life,
did. I only enjoyed it. My sister was getting it, and then I enjoyed it. Like, oh, so good. I'd always go first.
Only got it a couple of times from my dad, but
Only a couple.
yeah,
You're a good kid.
as a kid, it was my mother was more fluid on that than
Yeah. They shared equally, in my opinion.
yeah. My mother was cheating. She was, but I was used to my mother, so
But you
it
guys
didn't
really-
bother me.
You can always tell the people that when you meet, even at this age, you can tell he got disciplined as a kid. Somebody has like a certain level of character. There's a certain level of respect or something.
I make assumptions. I never ask, though. I mean, like, you probably got it.
Like I don't think any of those people participating in any of those Antifa things, like they just weren't told no as a child. They, you know what I mean? They weren't disciplined. They don't.
What about the rioters in Capitol Hill? They told no?
Like that day or
Yeah. Were they ever disciplined?
They
as
didn't like
kids?
to know. They went batshit crazy at it.
Maybe they forgot the lessons of the rod. I don't know.
Yeah. They have a whole police force that does that every day. Drive around, do nothing.
Wow. A commentary on policing. Huh? It works back. Yeah, works back around. We come full circle.
We pay them. They make just as much money as, if they arrest somebody or not.
It's a good point, AJ.
Yeah.
All right.
We buy them new cars.
I'm happy to do so.
yeah.
When I get arrested, I want to be in a nice car. I want to be in a very clean.
Why do they need Tahoes anyway?
They don't. They're intimidating, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. You don't need one.
I mean, I can understand, you need a safer car for police, yeah, because you sometimes have to use your car as a weapon. But a Tahoe?
No, it's just not an Escalade.
What about
Well, it's not,
wait a
but
second? What about Boston police? They got MRAPs.
What's
what
that?
is that?
I don't know what that is.
An MRAP?
Yeah.
The mine-resistant vehicles.
Really? They drive routinely?
Okay, remember this is right after the Boston bombing? You saw the Boston Police Department, what looked like They were rolling through Iraq, but they were rolling through Boston with MRAPs and just pulling people out of their houses looking for the Boston bombing suspects.
Oh, man, I guess I missed
I
that.
didn't see that.
I'm sure
Like,
it happened.
there's an image that's burned outside every American's head of that taking place.
Police state.
Yeah.
We've warned about it ourselves. We talked about it. Having a police state.
We have a
It's kind of-
police state.
Yeah, I know. We don't need the kind of firepower
Yeah.
within the borders of this country.
And again, this is I tried to touch on this earlier. When we see the military getting these weapons, we're like, all right, well, they're going to shoot the bad guys way over there. But when you see these things being gifted to local police departments, and your head clicks and you go, that's going to be used on the people they deal with, which is the public.
Wait a minute. How'd that happen? No.
We supplied it.
I know.
Yeah, so
I know. And they can't wait to get their hands on that, that gear. So
Okay, but there's another problem there, though, too, is because when the military gets it, they're well trained on how to use it. I don't know if that's taking place with the cops. They're just being gifted. They're not paying. They're not purchasing this stuff. They're just being given this, you know what I mean, surplus equipment, and they're just going, "Hey, you guys, RPGs." I mean,
that's exactly right.
and they'll
Exactly
implement these things into their SWAT teams and their their task force and stuff, and it's, to say the least, it's over. You know what I mean? It's,
And a lot of these guys come from the military, though. So they're
yeah,
in that mindset
most of
already.
them are. Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I know this. I know how to use it. I know where I would use this.
yeah.
Wait a minute. This is not a.
I mean, most of the police problems are from the military background because they're trained to shoot people and kill. So when they come to, on the police force, they have the same type of mentality.
Yeah.
They see other people as enemies instead of these are the community they live in. These are community members.
Us against them.
Yeah, it's us against them type of mentality. I mean, even you look at the police from early 80s to now, the policeman has changed. It looks more like a soldier now.
oh yeah, yeah.
The uniform is
Tactical
not,
gear.
yeah, they have tactical gears on. They're always looking like they're afraid. They're, just like a robot, basically.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, guys, real quick. I can remember as a kid, be walking up by the TV and somebody's watching the news, and it'd be like in the public square, the cops with riot shields and the helmets, and people on the other side throwing Molotov cocktails, just like destruction. And I can remember thinking as a kid, again, wow, man, wherever that is, I'm glad that doesn't happen in America. And now it's, sadly, it's kind of common to see stuff like that.
We're evolving as a society. Oh, and now it's.
All right.
29.
So do you want to wrap up our conversation?
I think we should wrap it up now. I think we have a lot of good content.
Wrap it up.
Let's wrap it up. You want to wrap it up, Michael?
All right.
I'm not good at the wrap up.
Okay, so we're not either. So we're going to thank Michael for
Thank
showing up
you
again.
for
We
coming.
appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's always fun.
Absolutely. Thank you.
It was a fun
Instructive.
2 hours.
Yeah, we'll do it again for
And
sure.
It's overtime.
yeah. Let's
Let's do it again
do it next.
sometime.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.